for joining us in a partnership and for being dedicated and showing your commitment to suicide prevention. They understand that physical health and mental health are joined. You can't have one without the other. And they also know that we can't do this work alone. I was so proud on Friday when I got to join them while they participated in a 3-hour suicide alertness workshop so that they can be ambassadors in our community, so that they can recognize the signs and show the way to help. The players, the coaching staff, the administration staff, and the owners of the Titans team all showing their support. That is huge. I have to say to the Titans, this is your inaugural year. You've come into our community. We are so proud to have you here. But to have the courage and the commitment to talk about a topic that's not easy to talk about, well, you are showing what true leadership is, and for that, we are truly grateful. Thank you. We would also like to thank the London Lightning, standing there in your My Life Matters t-shirts and showing support. Thank you so much. When you win or succeed in a basketball game, it's because you're surrounded by great players. It's not an individual effort, it's a team effort. And the same thing happens in life. If you're struggling, whether it's with your physical health or your mental health, you need to surround yourself with a team of support to help you succeed. And for us, the Waterloo Region Suicide Prevention Council, we also surround ourselves with a team so that we can do the work that we do. We encourage you to join the Titans and to be ambassadors, to wear My Life Matters t-shirt and start dialogue, and the t-shirts are here for sale today. To take the Suicide Alertness Workshop, it's available to anyone ages 15 and up. To start dialogue around your dinner table and to talk about mental health, and to think about what more you can do in the workplace so that we're not just looking at our physical safety, but our emotional safety. The quote on the back of our t-shirt says, "Courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice that says, try again tomorrow." Please join us in giving individuals a chance to try again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Cal. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, where today it's exciting and beyond. Members and supporters of the Waterloo Region Suicide Prevention Council to perform O Canada.
Boxing Day, the Orangeville A's spoiled the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans' inaugural season opener, but then just a few days later, the Titans picked up their inaugural win in St. Catharines. Now they just have to check one more off the list and pick up their first ever win here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, and they'll have a chance to do it this afternoon on the tail end of a back-to-back with the London Lightning. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. Ian Jodry and Dan Paulchuk, pleased to be with you on this Sunday afternoon. Dan, the Titans faced themselves in a tough situation last night, down by as many as 22 at the Budweiser Gardens, battled back, and were able to come away with a short loss, 113-109, the final score. But overall, this is not going to get any easier. This is London team, two-time defending champions, and coming off a finals appearance last year and a hot start right out of the gates again.
And certainly they've been helped by the contribution, especially last night, of Royce White, that former NBA draft pick back in 2012, having joined the Lightning this season. And in fact, according to Mo De La Casa of the London Free Press, reporting that he recorded the first ever triple-double in regular season team history with his 17-point, 13-rebound, 11-assist effort, and that all came after pulling down 40 minutes of action as well.
Absolutely, and White is one of those big names that'll be watched throughout the league all year. And not to mention that they have very many other weapons on that team, not to mention Garrett Williamson, who was a Canadian of the Year in 2014, Ryan Anderson was a three-point shootout winner, spent some time with the Ottawa Skyhawks and then with the Windsor Express, and now joining this powerful London squad. And this Lightning team, they're looking for their third win in a row. The Titans have not seen as much game action. They're only their fourth game of the year. Meanwhile, the Lightning, they're already onto their seventh, so they've had a chance to get their touches in early.
Certainly, the KW Titans will be getting their fair share of action in the next 8 days or so. So it's going to be a beginning of a tough stretch for the Titans, and already having lost Cooper in their line, Paul Cooper, that is, the big man in the heart of this KW Titans lineup. He's day-to-day with what the GM Stu Julius is calling a turf toe injury, so we'll see. He looks to be dressed here tonight. Whether he'll be able to contribute is another question. I think they were hoping that he at earliest would be back on Tuesday, but again, it's really going to need to be all hands on deck, especially for this stretch coming up.
Absolutely. You mentioned all hands on deck. One of those sets of hands that they do need to get on board is Orlando Coleman, a guy that they relied a lot on for scoring earlier in the year, one of the leading scorers on opening day. And last night he contributed just 7 points and struggled 3 for 12 from the field. You need to get him going on the floor.
And those nights are going to happen, and it's fortunate they had his teammates Ricky Tarrant pick up the pace there and scoring wise with 20 points of his own. And what can you say about Adam Blazek? Another 20 points last night, leading the team in scoring this season. He's just contributing on a consistent basis. But for the KW Titans to be successful here going forward, and especially in the next run-up of games, they have to find that secondary and tertiary scoring.
And before the game, we talked about how powerful London is on the interior, and that's going to create one of the biggest challenges for this KW team. Last night, the Titans, they scored 62 points of their own in the paint. With the Lightning, they countered back with 56. So you need to bring that number down if you're going to have any chance against the Lightning.
Certainly, and reduce the number of foul calls against as well, because as much as it was great to see them chip away at that 22-point lead, at one point and whittle it down to basically 3 with just under a minute to go in the ball game. In the end, it was really execution that burned the Titans. They'll have to change that up here this afternoon if they want to come away with a victory in the home cap of this home and home.
Now Commissioner David Magley addressing the crowd here in Kitchener.
On behalf of Vito Virginia, the president of our league and the owner of the London Lightning, on behalf of the other 9 teams in the league, and on behalf of myself, I want to welcome you tonight to your second game. And the start of what's going to be an amazing love affair with professional basketball in Kitchener-Waterloo. A lot of your folks, thank you. Go ahead. A lot of people worked hard to bring this together. John Thompson and a group of about 30 individuals contacted us, and they networked everywhere they could until they found Ball Construction and Innosoft and Leon Martin to step up some real resources to buy a franchise. Then the people at the Aud and the mayors, like Kim and Paul here at the mall, and at the Aud, and the mayors of both cities, the city council of both cities, all came together to bring this here for your pleasure. So thank you for coming out. Enjoy our product. We're honored to get to work with groups like My Life Matters, and hopefully we can impact your community mightily. Be blessed. Have a great New Year.
course, Commissioner Megley has done a terrific job since taking over a few years ago in the National Basketball League of Canada, as both teams take the floor ready for this one. For the Titans, Jamel Harris, Ricky Tarrant, Adam Blazek, Adam Wing, and Orlando Coleman this afternoon.
And I'll just throw in there as well, touching on Commissioner Megley, I'm really enjoying his blog, and if you haven't checked it out, visit the National Basketball League of Canada website. Has a weekly write-up and touches on all sorts of subjects. So it's you don't always see that sort of transparency from league commissioners, and kudos to Commissioner Megley for stepping up to the plate in that regard.
Very great to see that personal connection from a commissioner to fans level. A league that's been growing every year in and out. Of course, the fans here coming to their feet before tip-off for the Lightning. Junior Cadogan, Garrett Williamson, Royce White, Julian Boyd, and Ryan Anderson to start this one off for London. They win the tip, and it will be Cadogan controlling out of the gates. Here's Williamson. Trying to back in the post, they kick it back outside to Williamson into the baseline. They work it around. White up top, 5 on the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Wing once again coming off a tremendous performance again. 9-point effort last night, but fouled out in the final stages. The turnover there as Anderson able to get into the passing lane. Trying to force in transition, but the pass for Williamson out of his reach, and the Titans force a quick turnover.
And we'll be talking about Adam Wing time and time again. He's not one of those guys, flashy players, that's going to put up a ton of points tonight, but he's going to be that guy draping himself over some of the team's opponents' top scorers, as you see him battling right here in his own end. But he was one of the guys GM Stu Julius keyed in on in the offseason to try and get on this Titans roster, and here he goes up and draws a foul call. That's the kind of lunch pail effort they expect from, and really, it comes really like second nature to him at this point.
He's one of those players that's been grinding it out since taking the floor for that first preseason game. There we saw almost turn the ball over, but great recuperation to get back and get to the line for a pair of free throws. So Adam Wing, so far a 75% free throw shooter on the year. It's now number 1.
Nice write-up by Christine Rivet in the Waterloo Region Record about this young man, Adam Wing. We talk about, we had a proposal, in fact, just before tip-off of the inaugural home game for the KW Titans. Well, Mr. Wing himself just recently engaged too, so a lot of exciting stuff happening surrounding this Titans franchise.
Wing 1 for 2, so the Titans get their first point on the board. Here's Cadogan, watched by Blazek. Over to Anderson. Dangerous shooter. Have to keep an eye on him this afternoon. Boyd is watched by Wing. Shot clock down to single digits. Boyd puts up a difficult shot and gets it to go.
Certainly was a difficult one, as he was just battling for real estate and threw it up and got a nice little roll. Starts the Lightning off scoring-wise.
Harris gonna get called for the travel. Harris, 7 points, 9 rebounds last night, ate up a lot of glass and generated some second chance opportunities, but there he awards the Titans, the Lightning, their first turnover of the afternoon. Here's Cadogan. Out to Anderson. Nice cut through the defense, right hand flip, and he'll get it to fall.
Nice slash move right through the middle of the paint. Titans have to tighten the screws a little bit there defensively.
Harris the pump fake, out to Wing. Into the corner, Terrence won't go. Cadogan watched by Wing. Out to Boyd. Gets a screen to the left and then has that one poked away by Blazek, but it will remain London ball with 11 on the shot clock.
We already talked about Royce White and what he accomplished last night, but a couple key Lightning to watch as well. Kyle Johnson, Junior Cadogan. Kyle Johnson recorded 27 points and just joined the team just slightly over a week ago, former Brampton A.
In transition again, Boyd will get it to go off the glass and in a 9-1 run to start the game for the Lightning. The Titans need to get a bucket here. Coleman, watched by Anderson, gonna go one-on-one, drives through, splits the D, but way off the mark on the layup attempt, and now the Lightning look to push the other way. Anderson lost the ball, but then finds Williamson an easy 2 points. A quick 11-0 London run, and that'll prompt a timeout from KW.
A lot earlier than head coach Serge Langus, I think, would have liked to have taken that timeout, as he's got a visibly frustrated look on his face. Just a lot of standing around right now for the KW Titans, and obviously execution hasn't been there either. Just a couple of looks so far, but down by 10. Need to get the life back into them as well as into this crowd.
Give full credit to that Lightning defense. They have not given them any easy looks so far. Very contested every look. We saw on that last drive by Coleman. Looked like he had a pretty good lane to the hoop, but did not get a good shot off in close.
Make some noise. Put your hands together, please. Approaching 10 years in the military, Jordan was the peace officer in the 2010 OP Maintenance G8 Summit. His other highlights include the 2011 9-Million March, 2012 Operation Saber Strike, 2012 Basic Parachute Course, 2013 NOREX, and 2015 completion of Primary Leadership Qualification. Jordan is tonight's Air Coach Line Titan Hero. Please join me in recognizing and thanking Jordan for his service.
Always a nice initiative when the Canadian military being recognized here with the Titans Hero of the game, as they're calling it. Nice round of applause. Looking at the Titans schedule, we mentioned off the top of that stretch of games that they'll be facing here, and starting with this game to wrap up the home and home against the Lightning, but they have a back-to-back against the Windsor Express coming up, the last place Windsor Express it is. Home game here on Tuesday night, and then they'll be back at it on Friday down to 401 in Windsor.
Fresh out of the timeout, Harris pulls up for the long two, but can't get it to drop, but the offensive rebound by Tarrant. Fresh 24 for KW. He tries to slash inside and gets it to go. Tarrant puts an end to the run, and now KW has a chance to reset defensively. The Lightning have burned them early so far. Anderson and Boyd have combined for a total of 9 of London's 11 points. Criswell getting his first touches of the afternoon. Pass inside. Can't get it to go. Royce White, and a foul called in transition. That's going to go against the Lightning.
And Kyle Julius has even admitted in the early part of this season, it's their post game, the big men down low for the London Lightning that have really done the job for them and really spurred this offense. And you saw an example of it right there, just trying to get the rock into that area. Unfortunately for them, resulted in a turnover towards the Titans' end of the floor now.
Here's Harris. Over to Coleman, shot clock down to 5, one-on-one with Williamson, then gets double teamed and got fouled on his way to the hoop. It's already the third team foul of the first quarter for London.
And I guess we should take a second to say hello to everyone tuning in on the National Basketball League of Canada website on YouTube. Thanks for watching and tuning in live here from Kitchener, the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. As the nearest official here, trying to sort things out with the scorer's table.
Indeed, 14 on the shot clock as Coleman set to inbound off the foul. Tries to cut through Williamson, but no luck into the corner. Wings three-pointer is off the mark. Cadogan. Open triple, no good off the mark that time from Cadogan. An offensive rebound, White, a second opportunity into the corner for Criswell. Criswell contested baseline jumper, and he'll knock it down. Once again, that lead up to double digits for the Lightning early, 13-3.
Same sort of script from a night ago. The KW Titans getting off to a slow start here offensively, as here's an open look for Harris.
Harris can't hit the open J. Kyle Johnson set to check in for London. Chance inside and drawing the foul that time. Tony Criswell. Looks like it will be charged to Harris as Boyd and Johnson both check in for London. Well, Johnson going to check in now as Harris starting to run into an early foul, and Greg Morrow, who had limited minutes last night, also going to get some first quarter touches here.
Special moment for Morrow there, playing in his hometown, and former Western University Mustang, a long-time Mustang in fact, got some limited action there in the third quarter of last night's ball game.
Oh, and an immediate block that time, and trying to foul. Cadogan at center court going to get charged for his first as Taryn tried to blow by him, and that'll already be the fourth foul for the Lightning in the first quarter, so one more will put him in the penalty.
Thing is, for the Titans, they have to start taking advantage here. 1 of 7, the opening almost 6 minutes in this one, shooting 14% from the floor.
Here's Morrow, draws a double team, kicks out. Tarrant, triple, good.
That'll certainly help the cause as Tarrant gets going. Coming off that 20-point effort a night ago.
Cadogan leaves it for Johnson and swinging around the perimeter. Find Friesen. Criswell watched by Johnson. Once again, Cadogan on the slash and lost the ball. Morrow ahead to Tarrant. Tarrant lost it and no one around him. A painful turnover that time as it will result in London basketball.
And Tarrant looking up at the rafters, he knew he blew one there. Just, you have to start capitalizing on those opportunities. A team as good as London, they're not always going to come up as they did right there.
Anderson fresh off the bench. Around the perimeter to Johnson. Entry pass down low for Criswell, one-on-one with Cavell Johnson, but can't get it to drop. Blazik, Johnson, transition three, in and out. Opportunity, but Anderson was able to grab the loose basketball, and Lightning completely shutting down the Titans in the early stages of this one.
The big man shooting from beyond the arc, 6'8", 210, Cavell Johnson out of Maryland. The defenders have to be respecting him here this afternoon, because as you saw evidence of it a moment ago, he's not afraid to let it fly from long distance.
And that'll get Tramar Sutherland and his brother Tremik their first action of the game. Tarrant checks out for KW. And London will be inbounding on their own baseline with 10 to go on the shot clock. Anderson forced to go up top to White. He wants a screen and backs in one-on-one with Johnson. Gets it to drop and the foul. Royce White, the power move inside. And a chance to put the Lightning up double digits again.
Another example of it right there, the presence that the London Lightning present within high percentage shooting areas and rewarded with an opportunity for a three-point play right here.
White off the mark on that one. Here's Tremik with his first action of the afternoon. Blazik. Pump fake, tries to go around Anderson. And then Morrow pulls up for the long two and knocks it down.
And Morrow with the early start here this afternoon. Nice shot there to trying to chip away at this early London Lightning lead.
Friesen hits Johnson, and Anderson in the corner. Boyd gonna go to work in the post, a mismatch against Blazik. He can't get the shot to go, and Johnson there to swallow up the rebounds. A foul gonna be called there, and it looks like it's gonna go on Friesen.
No, I think they're gonna charge Sutherland on this one, Tramar.
So an offensive foul to the Titans there, way away from the play.
And for a veteran like Sutherland, a very unveteran kind of play there. As you said, play was already up the floor and he was bumped into, or he bumped himself into Friesen along the near sideline just in front of the scorer's table. That was the first personal of the game for Tramar.
Third of the quarter for KW. The Lightning get the ball right back after a good defensive stand that time from the Titans. Here's White, Little entry pass and a clean block that time. Looked like Johnson rejected Anderson. Nice pass to Morrow ahead, but an even bigger swat on the other end by Boyd.
Back-to-back big defensive plays. Transition shot here for the Lightning, and they're going to drop that bucket. Some good defensive, quick hands defensively from both sides, with Sutherland with the swipe and the steal, and then the block right against the backboard for the Lightning.
Johnson, tough shot in the lane, way off the mark. 4 to go in the first quarter. It's 17-8 London as White tries to extend it. Anderson, deep triple, no good. Blazek there for the board. Blazek taking matters into his own hand. The 3 won't go, and Morrow flies in. Offensive rebound. New 24 for KW. Blazek rolls out to his left, hits Tremar. His 3 is an air ball. It'll be London basketball. And A.J. Davis is going to get his first action for the Titans today.
And Blazek not getting an opportunity for many open looks. Even that 3 off the screen, challenged almost immediately with the hand in the face. So sweat's already pouring off his face. He's going to have a rough afternoon, I think. He's going to have to fight through some adversity here. But the top scorer for the Titans has proven, in the early going at least, he's certainly up to task.
White hits Anderson, corner 3, in and out. Tremar in transition, has Morrow with him, goes one-on-one, throws it off the window and can't get it to go. And the rough start today continues for Tremar. Sutherland. Criswell in transition, banks it in. And the London lead is their biggest of the afternoon. They're up 11.
It's been ugly right now. Titans have to get shooting a bit better here and a bit wiser with his shot selection. 3 of 15. The Lightning 9 of 17.
Morrow trying to work around the perimeter. Davis, entry pass to Johnson. No foul called, and he'll lay it in.
I like that strong move by big number 28. Nice little floater there. Reduces this London lead to 9 now.
Ideally want to get out of the first quarter, not down double digits. Anderson backs in with 8 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper, get it to roll.
Friendly little spin there off the rim for the Lightning, restoring that double-digit lead.
Morrow, a nice move, pulls up, but can't get it to roll. And Johnson gonna try and slow down the play here for the black and gold. Criswell, feed down low to White. Count it, and another and one opportunity for Royce White. Johnson once again caught in no man's land.
Not sure whether it was a matter of miscommunication there, but Johnson totally lost sight of where Royce White was. And once that pass got inside, you knew it was trouble, especially when Cavell left his feet trying to swat away that ball. But White again at the line.
White knocks that one down. He's had his struggles from the free throw line this year. Just a 54% shooter from there. Once again, it's a 12-point Lightning lead. Davis. It's a screen from Johnson. Pulls up for 3. Can't get it to go. You said it, Dan. These Titans team settling for low percentage looks, and it's killing them. Singleton hits Johnson. His 3 won't go. Titans try to put a surge together before the end of the quarter, and Davis draws a foul, so he'll head to the line for a pair.
And A.J. Davis, Serge Lang now finds himself in the 5 on the floor for the Titans. I think they're just trying to find any sort of chemistry with these Titans, just any sort of spark, I should say, in fact. But Serge Lang is just looking for answers with his team down 14 at the moment. A.J. Davis, one of those late additions, in fact, after he was dropped by the Lightning just before the start of the exhibition portion of the schedule, and the Titans quick to scoop him up with his experience in the D-League especially.
I'm sure Davis was happy to go to Bud Garns last night, drop 11 points and 7 rebounds, a solid effort, and so far this year he's been perfect from the charity stripe. Please don't miss, because I don't want to be that guy who jinxes it. Davis goes 2 for 2 from the line.
6 for 6 on the season, you're safe for now.
London up 12 as Williamson controls the possession, and It's Friesen. Into the corner, Williamson a pump fake, a drive, and gets it to go. What a pretty move from Garrett Williamson on the baseline drive. Restores that 14-point Lightning lead.
4 points on the afternoon so far, but like you said, a very highly skilled move inside. Put back that 2 for the Lightning.
Tremik. Tough going against Friesen. Left-hand layup, and he'll get it to roll. Quick move, nice athleticism to get around his defender.
Yeah, looking at that, you would have thought maybe a bit of a mismatch there, but Sutherland has such quick movement, such quick feet, able to use that to his advantage, blow by the defender, and get the angle to drop that layup in, as here's his brother, Jamar Sutherland, heading up court.
Sutherland had a tough start to the afternoon, but he'll get that one to drop. Count it and the foul. And just like that, Jamar Sutherland can bring the Titans back within single digits.
His head's not down after that play. It was a good effort there, streaking up court on the odd man advantage, and just took it hard to the basket and was able to draw the foul as well. And he'll finish off that 3-point play.
So lead cut down to 9. Lightning will try and extend that for the end of the first frame. Williamson and Tremik reached.
Got a little overzealous there as he went in for the initial reach and then found himself behind Williamson and just tried to hold him up a little bit with an additional kind of swipe. I guard the foul call, and it'll be an inbounds here for the Lightning.
The Titans did have a foul to give. Johnson lost it at the buzzer. Here's his last second attempt off the mark, but 26-17, find yourself down 9 after the first quarter, and around the midway point, we'd say the Titans would be pretty happy to be in that situation.
Especially how that first quarter went, just shooting 30% are the Titans at the moment, but yet they broke that kind of rule, the rule of the thumb, just not having to deal with a double-digit lead going into next quarter here. And they'll be pleased to only be down by 9, I think. But they certainly have to improve in that category, do the Titans in the second quarter. Not the kind of response I think they wanted coming off that loss in London a night ago.
Royce White, a big quarter. We saw 2 potential and 1 plays. Ryan Anderson hit a deep 3 ball. He was the leading scorer so far with 7, but there's lots of guys on this team who would not have the chance to heat up, and the big key is limiting them because this London squad has a lot of weapons off the bench.
They certainly do, and we've already mentioned a number of those names for the Lightning. But again, we've seen examples of why Royce White has had a good couple games, 17 points in back-to-back games, including a 27-point effort 3 games ago against the Orangeville A's. Looks to be like he's a pretty good pickup for the Lightning as they look to keep their strong winning tradition going, as KW Titans are trying to kind of replicate that, and we see that with Kyle Julius working the sidelines here, head coach of London Lightning, and GM Stu Julius, his dad, wandering the premises. And from what I understand from chatting with Stu before the game, his wife/mom is in the house this time around. I don't think she made the trip down to London, but a very unique situation there, and very, very cool to see too. It speaks to the family connections that exist here in the National Basketball League of Canada.
Absolutely see them all around the league here as take a look at the crowd who has made their way out to the Odd on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and if you're not from Waterloo region, it was quite a dropping of snow here first thing in the morning. Good thing for the fans here. A little easier getting to the Odd by this afternoon. Clear skies, but hopefully those fans that traveled down the 401 from London were able to make it here safely.
They seem to have a strong contingent, as they do just about everywhere they go within the Central Division.
And a good crowd here this afternoon. Over 2,200 for the inaugural home opener a couple weeks back.
Here's Jamar, one-on-one, nice move, throws it high off the window, can't get it to goal, gets his own rebound though, shot clock didn't reset.
And did that go off Williams' head? I think it did.
It looked like he had it go off his noggin and created a second opportunity for the Titans, but regardless, Tarrant can't finish, so a chance for London the other way. White, thought of posting up, but hits Williamson. Garrett Williamson been dangerous early on. Nice pass to Johnson, lost it, but it will remain a London ball with 7 on the shot clock.
And some good ball distribution there. And White, for a big man, can pass the basketball, 4th in the entire league in total assists with 29 already to his name this season, in his young season.
Johnson's 3 won't go, and a wide open Ricky Tarrant, and the easy finish.
Easiest look that Tarrant will probably have this afternoon.
Or maybe all season.
I'm sure he's hoping to have a couple more of those, though, along the way.
Singleton down low to White, trying to post up on Harris. Corner 3 from Johnson is no good. Good defensive pressure early on from the Titans in this second quarter. Here's Shamar, trying to go against the grain, finds himself an easy right-hand layup, but the second try will go. Shamar Sutherland, a couple quick baskets at the end of that first quarter in the second, and all of a sudden that London lead down to 5.
Split the D there with that spin move, and fortunately for him, he got the 2 on the putback after the initial shot didn't fall, and now Tarrant, slight bobble, pushes it up court.
Singleton off the miss. Wing, transition, little stutter step, won't get the roll, loose ball, and it will remain KW possession.
Titans have to squeeze that basketball there as Wing went for the reverse layup. And they had a couple touches after he missed it to grab the loose ball, but fortunately for them, it was last touched by the Lightning, went out of bounds. It'll be Davis to inbound, baseline.
Criswell and Anderson back into the game for the Lightning. Harris. Tough fadeaway shot, won't get it to go. Cadogan. Watched by Harris, goes around the defense, and a nice move that time from Junior Cadogan, gets it to drop.
Cadogan, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists last night.
Cadogan was one of the members of that Team Canada Pan Am team in 2015 that won silver in Toronto. So he certainly has a international pedigree. Wings jumper off the mark, loose ball, and kind of call a foul that time on Jamel Harris. Oh, my apologies. That's actually on Julian Boyd.
Just wanted to make sure of that one, as after you said that, it seemed that the referee was signaling something different there, but you're right. It was a Lightning foul, in fact, in that play.
So a fresh 24 and a new possession here for KW. Blazek pass inside to Davis. Little spin move, throws it off the glass, but can't get the roll. Some better looks this time from KW, just not connecting in this second quarter. Alley-oop up top. What a great pass to Boyd. Just able to keep the possession alive. Anderson. Swing it back down low to Boyd. Post move. Won't get it to roll, but a foul going to be called that time. It looks like it's on Davis.
As Terrence looking to get an explanation from the official on that his foul call. And we saw an example just a moment ago how well the Lightning are communicating defensively, as Davis was able to slash his way through the middle of the paint, but as soon as he got there and got the basketball, there were 2 Lightning there right away. So making that tough shot, or making that shot attempt anyways, a little bit tougher for him.
Anderson, pass to Boyd, intercepted by Tarrant. 1 man on his heels, and he'll go to the line for a pair.
In that instance, I think Terrence just got to put on the afterburners and drive a little harder to the basket. Seemed to be looking for the foul immediately as he had a glance over his right shoulder. It finally went up, and that's when the Lightning defender went up for the swat and forced that foul call.
Tarrant steps to the line and knocks down number 1 so far, a 92% free throw shooter on the season. KW starting to claw their way back in. Tarrant connects on number 2. That lead once again down to 5. Williamson hits Anderson as he's watched by Blazek. Pass down low for Criswell, and travel going to be called that time on Tony Criswell. Looks like he got the ball, but took a step or 2 backwards before he put the ball on the floor. A Chance once again for the Titans to cut this lead down to 1 possession.
The Titans keep hanging around here as the Lightning haven't been able to take full advantage of their difficulties shooting-wise. The Titans yet again find themselves with the basketball, but sooner or later they have to start finding their shooting stroke. This sort of opportunity won't present itself for much longer.
Blazek gets a screen from Johnson, hits Tarrant, open triple, can't get it to go.
Good look there from Tarrant. This season, though, he's only shooting 20% from beyond the arc.
Cadogan hits Criswell, that's a long 2, but also can't hit that to go. So a couple traded misses from both sides, but then Davis turns the ball over. A travel called right after the turnover was forced by the Lightning. It'll be KW ball as Davis checks out, Coleman back in.
And with the reaction you saw there from Davis after that whistle, you could tell maybe he tried doing a little too much there as he plowed his way, or tried to anyways, between 2 Lightning defenders. Didn't work out, and fortunately for him, didn't get burned on the turnover.
Blazek hits Coleman in the corner. Coleman one-on-one with Anderson. A nice move and a nice right-hand finish in close. And just like that, the Lightning lead is cut down to a single possession, 28-25 with 8 minutes to go in the second.
Pretty crossover there from Coleman to get some spacing there as he put his head down, and a strong move to finish off the play.
Anderson gets a screen, tries a 3, but can't get it to go. Second opportunity, and a great save on the baseline. Criswell hit Anderson up top, a fresh 24. Ball's on the floor, and that time, KW able to capitalize and force the turnover.
And that was Boyd tried a little shovel pass, but it was at the knees of his teammate. Hence the result of it rolling out of bounds. And the Lightning, within the last couple minutes, getting a little sloppy with the basketball. Uncharacteristic of them, and we certainly didn't see that in the first quarter of play.
Blazek hits wing, open triple, the pump fake, the drive, and the swat from White.
Oh, wow. The former Houston Rockets pick coming out of nowhere to knock that one in the first row of seats. I think Wing thought he had a clear lane to the basket. White says, I don't think so.
Coleman inbound as the KW shot clock down to 8. Tarrant tries to go around Williamson, right-hand reverse finish, and he'll get it to drop. A pretty move. Don't really know how he got through the defense. Just like that, it's down to a 1-point game. And Williamson with the answer. Blazek pulls up for 2, can't get the roll. And the offensive rebound by Coleman couldn't get it to drop. The struggles have sort of continued last night. Coleman, of course, a great start to the campaign, but did not have a successful showing last night at the Budweiser Gardens. So far today hasn't quite been able to find a scoring touch yet. Shot clock down to 5, Cadogan a long 2, gets it to drop.
Cadogan up to 4 points, but you said it though, Blazek still held pointless this afternoon. So they've obviously keyed on him defensively, have the Lightning shutting down the Titans' top scorer quite effectively, more than effectively, in the early going of this one.
Johnson puts up a tough one-hand shot, but it won't go. Williamson in transition, gets fouled, and he'll head to the line, and that could have been a dangerous play for an and one. You saw Tarrant kind of just took a swipe at him. And lucky Williamson is not having a chance for the and one.
It's kind of a last-ditch effort there for Tarrant as he's picked up the scoring load for the Titans. 11 points with 6:07 to go here in the second quarter. Titans trying to fight through some adversity. Excuse me there, Ian.
No problem. Anderson, they've been able to limit him so far. We mentioned he was a former NBL three-point shootout champion. Hit one right out of the gates, but since then he's gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. That's going to be a big factor.
Looks like Anderson's going to have a little quick conversation, and that's going to turn into full timeout here on the floor with 5:56 to go in the first half. And again, the Titans find themselves down by 9, whittled that down to 5 now with the score 32-27. But credit Ricky Tarrant for stepping up here. Had not been for his effort here in the second quarter, especially with Blazek just not putting up any points. He's having a tough afternoon so far, just with the 3 rebounds on the stat sheet. they're going to need that sort of secondary effort going forward. Something we hammered home before today's tip-off.
Jamar Sutherland was another guy who had a rough first quarter, but has started to pick things up towards the end of that frame, and that success kind of translated into the second quarter as well and led to some early buckets, and all of a sudden they found themselves within one, now only down 5, in a much better situation than they were down by as many as 14 in that first quarter.
Shamar, the veteran of the NBL of Canada, as you said, it's rough early going, just trying to get his feet under him a little bit, but eventually able to put up the 5 points and 2 of 6 from the floor, along with those 3 boards. So that's the kind of effort he's going to bring off the bench, trying to spur these guys on as one of those hard-nosed veteran players. The Ironman, defending Ironman of the Year, has picked up that award a season ago with the Niagara River Lions. So again, one of those guys that he's not going to put up a ton of points, but he's going to lead by example.
He's one of the veterans that they count on, experience in the league, of course, with Niagara. Jamar, double-digit effort last night with 12 points. Of course, a couple of the Central Division teams have started to make their first Atlantic trip of the season. The Niagara River Lions are at the Moncton Coliseum today, while the Orangeville A's are playing their lone game at the Scotiabank Center in Halifax this afternoon.
And that game right now sitting at 63-46 in favor of the Hurricanes.
Halifax, the only team in the league this year yet to lose. I believe a win today would put them at 7-0 to start the year, so quite a title defense for that team in southern Nova Scotia.
I like the support they have out east there. And touching on the other score this afternoon, it's Moncton 79, Niagara 62.
Adam Blazek at the line.
As Blazek will head to the line now and try to put up his first points of the ball game. And this guy has just done everything right so far for the Titans this season in the early going, averaging 20 points a game, which is 8th in the entire league. But he leads the league, in fact, in 3-pointers made. He just hasn't had success from beyond the arc this afternoon, averaging 6 a game.
Blazek, a 90% free throw shooter now, as connects on both of those. Williamson, Anderson, and they kick it all the way around back to Williamson again. Pulls up for a long 2, but can't connect. 2 of those star shooters for London have had some trouble in this second quarter. It's allowed KW to bring it back to within a 1-possession game. Blazek, Morrow for the tie, Coleman. And we're all not at 32. The Titans have battled their way back, and Coleman gets on the score sheet in emphatic fashion. 32-32.
Gathering here at the Yacht, very appreciative of the Titans' effort, clawing back into this game to tie it up, as you said, at 32, with just over 5 minutes to go in this first half, and a nice response, though, from the Lightning coming the other way.
Royce White, the and-one machine, once again a chance for a 3-point play. Looks like that foul went on Jamel Harris, and White just a machine down low. Another chance for a 3-point play. Off the mark, but Boyd gets a second chance. Williamson finds White. Try from 3-point land. Why have a 3-point play when you can get 5 of them? Royce White quickly puts London up 37-32.
Just conserving his energy, I guess, a little bit, just to get it all done in one shot. But what a shot! What a scoring opportunity there for White, leaving him wide open and able to capitalize.
Blazek in trouble, but a nice pass to Harris. Looks like you have to go through about 3 black jerseys, but the effective bounce pass finds Harris. Count that one as a great dime for Adam Blazek.
Another example why he's the starting point guard for this Titans roster. Blazek just able to thread the needle on the last pass as Lightning again going tit for tat with the Titans.
Boyd has now hit 3 of his first shots from the floor. He did not play last night at home. As Coleman draws the foul there, that'll lead to a pair of free throws.
And it looks like Boyd took the worst of that one as he still keeled over a little bit. And Ricky turn will head off with Tramar heading back on for the Titans. It was Coleman and Boyd colliding there on the play, and Boyd still kind of nursing, it looks like his left wrist, but now looks no worse for wear, so we'll see whether that will affect him in the long term.
Blazek the step back three, but Morrow climbs the ladder for the board, lost it. It'll still result in Titans basketball and a 23 on the shot clock.
Coach Julius over there pleading with the official. He was convinced that I was last touched by the Titans.
Here's Blazek, watched by Williamson. Coleman, nice pump fake, one-hand shot, gets it to drop.
Not much else you can do. That's just a good shot by Coleman. Nice floater from just before the free throw line. And Coleman up to 5 now.
Williamson
make that 7.
cuts through the D and a pretty move as Garrett Williamson hits 8 points on the afternoon.
Williamson just doing what he's done all season long. Very consistent scorer, the veteran on this London Lightning roster.
Harris against Boyd, almost lost it, into the corner for Tramar. Morrow, Blazek, pump fakes and draws the foul.
Good pump fake there from Blazek, not just selling to try and throw up that three-pointer, as he had Williamson coming right at him full steam ahead, and Williamson just at the last second threw out his leg to try to hold Blazek up.
Lightning have no more fouls to give in the half. KW has 1. Blazek tries to go around Williamson. Nice left-hand finish. He gets the roll.
And might that just be enough for the catalyst for Blazek to get going offensively?
Almost had that pass stolen away. Instead, White steps up from three-point land and airballs it. He said that one was touch.
Oh, I used to keep thinking that he might have been fouled on the play. As he's still looking over at both the official and then Coach Julius.
No luck. 41-38 London with 3 minutes to go in the half. Blazek shot way off the mark. Loose ball. Tramar has it. Coleman the 3, and he drops it. Coleman again ties the game at 41s. A clutch three-pointer from Orlando. Coleman, he's now hit both from beyond the arc and 8 on the afternoon. As Royce White hits the floor hard the other direction. That'll lead to a pair of free throws.
Well, he said it before that it was a quiet afternoon, or quiet evening, in fact, yesterday for Coleman, but seems to have his feet under him here tonight. A smooth stroke on that 3-ball, able to drain it for the Titans to tie the ball game up.
Certainly a bounce-back performance. I mentioned already, of course, hitting both his three-pointers to start the day. He was just 3 for 12 from the floor in yesterday's contest. 17 on the shot clock, London ball. The Lightning have only trailed by 1 this afternoon. It was when the Titans took a 1-0 lead. Friesen tries to cut through the defense, but the Titans force a turnover. Long pass ahead to Sutherland, and Tramar Sutherland gives the Titans their biggest lead of the afternoon, 43-41.
Lightning slow to get back there as Junior Cadogan was the last man standing for London Lightning between himself and the basket. Just couldn't do anything defensively to prevent that one from being put back by the Titans as they've got the ball back right again.
Boyd with the air ball. Blazek will try and start the offense here for KW and extend this short lead. Morrow into trouble, so he hits Johnson as the shot clock's down to single digits. Coleman, the pump fake, the drive, the left hand and the roll. Orlando Coleman putting on a show in this second quarter. Titans up 4.
Things keep on rolling here for Coleman and the Titans. As that was really all effort on Coleman's part, just doing it all solo. And at first, as he tried driving to the basket against 2 defenders, didn't look like it would turn out all that well. Well, I guess we were proven wrong, or at least I was.
45-41. Here's Cadogan. It's White, and he's going to go one-on-one with Johnson. White has the one poked away cleanly by Blazek. It'll still be London ball, but with just 4 on the shot clock and inbounding on the baseline, the Titans have a chance here to hold them in check. Long pass up top. Anderson, deep contested 3-ball. Knocks it down. Oh, what a shot from Anderson.
Wow, that was not from downtown, I think from midtown in that shot.
And then Johnson, it's a friendly roll on the baseline, Jay the other way. So that Titans lead up to 3. A minute to go in the first. Anderson, entry pass to White. Anderson, another deep 3. Bang! What a shot from Ryan Anderson. Back-to-back deep triples. And London has tied it at 47.
Top three-point shooter for the Lightning in Williamson, or excuse me, in Anderson, and he's getting hot at the wrong time for the Titans. Back-to-back baskets.
And then gets the steal the other way. London with a chance to take the lead. There's about 35 seconds to go in the half. Friesen gonna give it to Anderson. Will he try another one? Won't go.
Why not?
So Chamar, quick pass ahead, and Johnson goes over top of him, and they're gonna call a blocking foul, I believe, and indeed it was. Anderson down on the floor for London, not what you wanna see.
It looks like Johnson's still down on the floor. It's gonna be helped up, but
Johnson and Anderson both slowly get to their feet. It looked like Johnson tried to go over top of Ryan Anderson.
And Johnson nursing his right wrist, which is already taped up, but he gives a thumbs up over to the bench. So he'll head to the stripe, take care of his free throw, and again, Coach Langus heading over trying to get word from his free throw shooter if he's all right. Gets another thumbs up.
It was on that Boxing Day home opener where we saw Johnson get banged up on almost a similar play, and it hindered his performance for the rest of the day, but he seems to have gone back to par. He's 60% free throw shooter on the year. Connects on both. KW will have the lead, and indeed, Julius wants to talk things over with his squad. Shot clock will be turned off, so they'll have the last possession of the half.
Certainly a switch here in terms of what's happened in this ballgame in comparison with the first quarter, where the Titans found themselves down by 9 after 12 minutes of play, and now have an opportunity to go into the halftime break in the lead. They're currently up by 2, and we'll see what they have to draw up here, as they still have to keep moving here offensively. Get these defenders, don't allow them to get complacent here. The more you make these London Lightning defenders move, the more shots you'll have, or at least open to you, the opportunities, that is.
The Titans scored just 17 points in that first quarter, but since then have scored 32. So an impressive bounce back in the second frame. So once again, the Lightning in pursuit of their 3rd straight win, and they're happy to have Julian Boyd back on the floor. Did not play last night at Bud Gardens. That's so far 2 for 3 from the field this afternoon, and it's been a big factor. And Ryan Anderson has been the story these past couple minutes, knocking down 2 deep 3 balls.
Not to mention that steal all within 30 seconds. So a nice little spurt of energy and shooting there from Anderson. As we mentioned, the team's leading 3-point shooter on the season, 14 points a game, and that'll be padded here this afternoon with those big buckets.
So Lightning can hold for the last shot of the half. A 2 for the tie or a 3 for the lead. Cadogan playing against some airtight defense, and Boyd drew the foul. And indeed it's gonna go on Morrow. That's just his first. So the inbound with 8 on the shot clock. As the Titans did have 1 foul to give, now they have none. Boyd to inbound. It's Cadogan up top. Cadogan tries to go around Blazik, and that time Blazik's gonna get called for the foul, and that'll send him to the charity stripe.
And with 5.6 seconds remaining in this half, the Lightning with an opportunity here, with another chance, that is, with the shot clock turned off, to set up their offense, and White right in the middle of it all. I'm sure they'll be looking to get it to him.
My apologies, no free throws. Cadogan tries a deep 3 ball at the buzzer, way off the mark. And the Titans head to the locker room up 49-47. Quite the turnaround performance. As we mentioned, they scored 32 points in that second quarter, and They have a 2-point lead over the two-time champion London Lightning after 24 minutes. We'll have the second half for you in about 15 minutes here, live on YouTube.
back here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium with the Titans up by 2 now over the London Knights, 49-47 at the break. Joined now by Commissioner Dave Magley in the house here, and a bit of a pregame speech that everyone seemed to enjoy. What is your reaction seeing this sort of community response here with the Titans at game number 2, home game number 2?
I'm thrilled. You know, I've been around the league long enough when I was a coach, general manager, to see new teams come in. And this year, the response of the local communities in Kitchener-Waterloo, who this franchise didn't have a lot of time to ramp up for this.
Less than a year.
And they're really taking to it. I think in another year you're going to see this place almost sold out. In Cape Breton, they're doing, you know, almost 500 more people than this, but they had a full year to prepare. So when you can break over consistently 2,000 people, paid fans, these franchises have a chance to do real well. And at that point, it's worth to invest more money. But the exciting thing was the partnership that they had before the game. You know, with My Life Matters, which is an organization that helps people that are anxious about suicide or that have anxiety issues or mental issues. And for our franchise here to help shine a light on that means a lot. In London, they do a fabulous job with a lot of these nonprofits as well. One of them is all about women's abuse and just abuse, period. And that's important to us because then we're having an impact. Now we're more than just an entertainment value. We're actually a valued member of your community. That's what we're shooting for.
Is that something you want to integrate more so into the NBL of Canada when you came in as commissioner?
Well, yes, and as much as that sounds like it's a me-driven thing, it really starts at our best franchise, which has been the London Lightning. And Vito and his vision of his organization has been a different nonprofit that they support every single game. And what that means is that we've earned the right for you to support us because we've come into your schools, we've come into your markets, and we've worked really hard to make an impact. Not to compare us against hockey, but we have a unique advantage. We're bigger. We're different looking. We don't look, the hockey people at that level all look the same, except they got bigger thighs. And you don't get to see them, whereas our guys are walking up and they're different shades, they're different sizes, and so when they walk into an environment, we know they're a pro athlete. And with that, we have the power to impact young people. And that's what we want to use. And that's why it's so important for us to screen these guys and make certain we get high-quality individuals and hold them to a high standard. And so far, I've been proud of our clubs for doing that.
What can you say specifically about the Titans and the personnel that they brought under that Titans franchise?
Listen, what they've done from scratch, you know, with what the ownership has done, and then Frank, their president, and then Stu, their general manager, and their head coach Serge, they've built a really fun team to watch. They're not very big as far as beefy, but they can flat out run. They get out. They're not out of any game. Yesterday they were down 22. They cut it to 3 in the last minute or two. And you just sit back and go, this is fun. I mean, they've got the floor, the way the odd looks, it looks like an arena built for basketball. So I just am really excited about this market. I think it's a natural rival there, but they're central to everything in this division geographically. So there's no reason why we shouldn't have some great rivalries coming out of Kitchener-Waterloo.
I'm curious, I want to touch on the blog, and we touched on that at the start of our broadcast too. The blog you started this past year too. Another key initiative that you really want to start, I'm assuming, just to improve the transparency of the league in that sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, see, last year, one of the things I did was I responded to every request, and it's hard for me now.
That must have taken some time.
Someone will tag me and they'll say, "Coach, our commissioner, what about Cape Breton not having more than one set of uniforms?" Well, there are no uniforms are here yet, but I don't want to respond because then I get into these long dialogues. Well, last year I needed to because we needed this transparency. This year, I think it's more important to me to once a week have a theme and to come and just give a feel for what I see. And you know, I look at the quality job that you all do. The broadcast. This is television quality. Niagara, London, Windsor, you know, Orangeville. All these markets here in Ontario do a fabulous job. And I just think it's a matter of time till the whole country finds out who we are. And we're going there. We're going west. We may not be next year, but within 2 years, trust me, there'll be 4 to 5 teams in the West.
Any specific areas you're looking at?
Well, I think the natural is British Columbia or Alberta because there's quite a few good markets and there's good WHL teams out there. When you look at that gives us a chance to build 4 and 5 teams a division at one time. So if you have a division, you look at these guys, they're going to play 30 of their games in Ontario. They're 35 games in Ontario. They're going to play 5 games in the East. Well, if we can get 5 teams in a division, we could do the same thing there. So the travel cost is negligible whether you fly to Winnipeg, Alberta, or you fly all the way out to the east, all the west coast. It's all about the same. Once we build that up, then we can talk to TV. Then I can talk to TSN. Then I can talk to Sportsnet. Then we can say, listen, we can fill a demographic you do not have of a national professional basketball league. And I think we're going to be really close to that here in the next couple of years.
So when you talk to those stakeholders, potential stakeholders out west, what is the key selling point for the NBL of Canada?
Well, I think there's a relatively low barrier to entry. The cost is not high finance for people that have that kind of money. Number one. Number two, it is the fastest growing sport in Canada. It's the biggest participation sport in Canada. It's almost twice as many young people play basketball than they do hockey. So you realize hockey, curling will always be big sports because they're Canada born and raised, and it's ingrained. We don't want to take any of their business. But there's no reason why we can't be that next sport. That you see more Canadians from the Greater Toronto area in NCAA Division I basketball than New York City. Only in Toronto do 10,000 people stand outside jumping up and down when their team's playing in New Jersey. That's a Canadian uniqueness, and the popularity of the Raptors is countrywide. So why can't we build this into every venue that has OHL or junior hockey? So you look at it, there's 52 major junior hockey markets that need 2 to 3 times the fans we do. Why can't we have 20 to 25 in the next few years?
Lastly, Chacha, before I let you go, this must exceed your expectations in terms of the support the basketball community here in Waterloo region has shown the team.
Well, it would if I hadn't met 35 people before this all started that were basketball people that wanted professional basketball here, and they knocked on a lot of doors for me, warmed a lot of markets, so that all I had to do, when John Haddock from the YMCA picks up the phone, calls the balls, tells them you need to get in part of this, that makes it easy. When Bill Waters, who went out and found another couple people for me, opened the doors for me. These people worked hard to help bring this team here. John Thompson put a group together that worked well, and they all deserve credit for this. It's much more them than me, that's for sure.
Thank you, Commissioner Magley, for this, and we'll be back with the start of the second half in a few minutes' time.
Second half underway here from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Once again, Ian Jodry, Dan Polishuk. A big thank you to David Magley for joining us during the half as the Lightning try to go to work and restore what was a big first quarter lead, but came storming back for the KW Titans, and the big reason was that man there, Orlando Coleman, stretches that lead up to 4. Coleman played a big role in the second quarter in getting this Titans team back in it.
12 points in that first half in 14 minutes of action, but as you said, a couple nice looking shots, and Coleman basically taking on the offensive load for the team's leading scorer, Adam Blazek, who's been held in check very effectively, just 4 points after 2 quarters of play.
A clean defensive play there from Adam Wing as he's able to take the ball away from Julian Boyd. So the Titans force a miss and then a turnover to start the half. Meanwhile, a substitution as Harris checks out, Cavell Johnson in for Kitchener-Waterloo.
And Johnson looks no worse for wear. Still has that wrist taped up, maybe a bit more heavily after the collision he took. But
Johnson.
Hard move to the basket there.
One-on-one with White, a very awkward and tough-looking shot. He can't get it to go. Anderson had a hot end to the first half as he cuts to the hoop and gets that one to drop, so the Lightning within 2. Tarrant in transition, and a coast-to-coast finish for Ricky Tarrant.
Tarrant was another guy that really got going in that second quarter. Finished off with 11, tacks on 2 more on that pretty move. And a nice move inside himself. That's Boyd again.
Julian Boyd, we mentioned, did not play last night in the front end of this home-and-home back-to-back, but back on the floor starting today. And now he has a chance for a 3-point play.
The team's leading scorer already has a 31-point effort. A couple games ago against Orangeville. Only held to 13, though, against Niagara. And then, as you said, didn't suit up last night, but certainly has shown up here today.
Boyd off the mark on that one. And one of the big things that's been very noticeable for Boyd, of course, the 20 points per game, but 52% from beyond the arc so far this season. One of the top 3-point shooters in the National Basketball League of Canada. Here's Blazek, tries a contested 3 and knocks it down.
First 3 of the ball game for Blazek, as he took a bit of a stutter step there and drained it.
KW lead is their biggest of the afternoon, 56-51. As Cadogan hits Boyd. Down low, White trying to post up on Johnson. Spin move and the finish. It's going to be a tough matchup all day long when they allow White to get the ball in the post. Seems he scores more often than not, as that time Blazek forced to foul Junior Cadogan to avoid the transition buckets.
Blazek with a couple taps to his head. He knows he made a mistake there as he held up Cadogan in the end for heading out for an odd man run the other way.
Here's Williamson. It's effective, but surprisingly quiet in that first half, excuse me. Anderson step around 3-ball, but can't get it to go. Tarrant in transition, cuts inside, and kicks it out. Blazek, the 3 won't go.
Challenge 3-pointer there as he had to let it fly quickly on the catch and shoot.
Anderson, entry pass to Boyd, tries to go one-on-one with Tarrant, spins, shoots, but misses. 2-on-1 the other way. Coleman, kick out. Blazek tries another 3, can't get that one to go either. Back-to-back missed triples from Adam Blazek. And now London with a chance to make it within 1, but a foul going to be called. It's going to look like it went on Adam Wing as White hit the floor. And indeed, it will be on Wing.
Easy concerted effort to try to get the basketball to Blazek for the Titans. The last couple trips quickly up court. One thing they've improved on is that pace and pushing the basketball quickly on offense, but Blazek still having his struggles finding a shooting stroke.
White off the mark on number 1. We mentioned that he has struggled from the free throw line despite all the and-one opportunities. So 54% from the stripe this season. He goes 1 for 2 there. And the Lightning within 2 points. Tarrant tries to blow by Anderson. He gets Wing up top as the Titans reset offensively. Coleman, watched by Williamson. Gets a screen. Johnson passed to no one, but there was a foul.
He has a bit of a chuckle, or Coleman does anyways, as Johnson heads over. I think he was expecting Coleman to cut down, hence the quick pass to no one, as you said. I think that's what Coleman was supposed to be in his mind.
Good news, as that appears to be Anderson's 4th foul of the day. He heads to the bench, so keep a sharpshooter like him on the sidelines. It's big news for KW.
Absolutely, especially you saw the damage he did in 30 seconds in that second quarter.
Johnson tries a 3 and knocks it down over Royce White.
That wrist looking no worse for wear on that shot. Smooth stroke there from Johnson. Boosts his Titans lead to 5.
White inside, one-hand shot won't go, but gets his own offensive rebound and finishes. You can't let him get any second chances. He'll bury them most of the time. Coleman drives through against Williamson. No foul called, but it will remain Titans basketball.
And White moves really well for a big man there. You saw the putback and then hustling back defensively, putting a hand to that ball as it went out of bounds. The hook shot doesn't fall for Johnson, though.
Tough looking shot for Johnson, and now London once again a chance to tie or make it a 1-point game. Looking for the tie is White, but he's off the mark. Loose ball, and Blazek grabs it, trying to push in transition. Blazek pulls up for 2, but won't go. Blazek has now missed his last 4 shots. Williamson, the spin move, lost it. Tarrant gets 2 hands on it, and a foul going to be called. And it will be against the Lightning. So it'll be Titans basketball.
And it looks like Friesen's going to come on for the Lightning, replacing, it appears to be Williamson. We'll get a reprieve with 7:44 to go in the third.
Williamson and Anderson, that's 2 big of the Lightning's weapons on the bench now in foul trouble early in the third quarter. This is when the Titans need to make a run. Coleman tries to step around.
Good switch there from the Lightning defensively.
Tarrant back to Wing, contested 3, knocks it down. Adam Wing, the big 3, and the lead up to 6 for KW.
Only had the 1 point before that shot, but Adam Wing coming up with a clutch one there to boost his Titans lead to 6.
Johnson gonna hit White down low, another one-on-one matchup in the post against Johnson. This time, gonna get called for the foul. And Johnson in disbelief, he thought he got clean play there.
It's been a battle for Johnson, as it has been for a number of these Titans this afternoon, as he heads over to get an explanation from the official. And it looks like he's still kind of nursing that wrist a little bit.
Johnson also picking up his 3rd foul on the play. White has had his struggles from the free throw line today. He misses another one.
It looks like AJ Davis is going to come on, at least to replace Tarrant momentarily.
Last night, the Lightning missed 12 free throws en route to their victory, as that time White, once again, a 1-for-2 trip at the line.
And it was a loss that Coach Julius of the Lightning put on himself really afterwards, saying that there are a couple moves he made that he, looking back on it, he certainly regretted, and allowed the Titans to chip their way back and make it a 3-point ball game, much closer than it really should have been. But again, putting the onus on himself for that and trying to fix that here this afternoon. And here's a turnover the other way.
Clean steal by White and an easy finish by Johnson. Lead down to 3, but then Coleman will draw the foul the other way.
So with the Lightning going to their bench, a couple key contributors dealing with foul trouble, it's instead the Titans who are scuffling here the last couple minutes, and Coleman comes up limping a little bit.
Coleman has really turned things around in the third quarter and that second as well. Coleman off the mark on number 1 so far this year, a 70% free throw shooter, and mentioned coming off a tough go last night, just 3 for 12 from the field, only contributed with 7 points in the loss.
Team's second leading scorer here in the early going of the 2016-17 season.
0 for 2 trip there. Lightning have a chance once again, only down by 3. Cadogan cuts through and draws the foul.
And fortunate for the Titans, Cadogan did not see Joel Friesen cutting down low. He was wide open right under the basket for a good 2 seconds before Blazek caught up to him. A nice cut there from the Lightning player, but again, Cadogan not able to connect, instead took it himself. Now we have some words being exchanged. Coleman's not too happy with the official, and I think one of the Lightning players, I can't pinpoint who exactly, but some words being exchanged there.
Criswell and Coleman were exchanging words there for a moment. Royce White also checks out of the game for London as Boyd's back in. Cadogan 88% from the free throw line this year, the former Marquette University product. Here's Harris. Wing hit a big 3 a couple minutes ago to extend that Titans lead, but all of a sudden it's been trimmed back down to 1. Blazek, long pass, and that one's into the second row. Another turnover by the Titans.
Tough pass there for Blazek as Kadugan came down on the help defense and he tried to find his teammate. Did Blazek in the corner. Hot shot there, well over his head, and found the third row of courtside seat instead.
Kadugan. Over to Johnson. Limited minutes this afternoon, but effective when needed. Spin move, Criswell, turnaround, won't get the roll. Lightning still unable to take the lead here in this second half. Coleman to wing. And it's Blazek in the corner. Blazek watched by Kadugan behind the back pass, finds Harris, open, 3-ball, no good. Coleman gets it. Number 24 generates the fresh 24, pops and drops the 3-ball. Titans back up 4 on a tremendous play from Orlando Coleman.
And Coleman with a bit of a grin after that one. A good box out to be able to get that offensive board and finishes off the play with a long-range jumper.
Criswell, one-on-one with Wing, turnaround jumper won't go.
That matchup has been all Wing at least the last couple trips up the floor, and now Wing shaking his head a little bit in frustration.
Coleman to Harris. Nice step between, but can't get it to go. Lightning in transition as Friesen draws the foul on the coast-to-coast drive, and Garrett Williamson also coming back in for London.
Titans, for the most part, have been and you might disagree, but it seemed a little snake bit just around the basket. It seems like the shots maybe they shouldn't be making necessarily, have been falling, and instances like that where you saw a good power dribble and essentially a layup opportunity go for naught.
The Lightning all game long have been generating those high percentage looks, and the Titans definitely have to consider themselves fortunate that they haven't knocked down even close to the majority of them. And some of the key guys that can be hurting them haven't necessarily have. Garrett Williamson and Ryan Anderson both having tremendous games in spurts, but overall the Titans have done a pretty good job holding them in check.
Certainly have, as now the Titans have their lead reduced to 4 after a 32-point second quarter, keeping the London Lightning in check overall. That's just the 21 points after it was really a reversal in that sense, with the Lightning scoring the 26 and holding the Titans to just 17 in the opening frame.
4:45 to go in the third quarter. Once again, the Titans clawed back a 32-point second quarter, translated to a 2-point halftime lead. And then they've led by as many as 6 here this afternoon. Lightning has led by as many as 14. Neither team has really been able to hold a lead in this series all year long. Last night, of course, we mentioned London led by as many as 22. And then with about a minute to go, KW battled back and made it a 3-point game. Looks like more of the same this afternoon here in Kitchener. 65-61.
This is the first game of a long week for the Titans as they play. Well, this is the first of 5, in fact, this week, as they'll welcome the Windsor Express for home and home, and then head down to Windsor on Friday night, renew acquaintances with the Lightning on Saturday before heading down, or up to Orangeville, that is, on Sunday afternoon.
Friesen, 80% free throw shooter. The University of Alberta Golden Bear product. Had 17 points opening night versus Niagara, averages about 11 on the season, but Titans held him just about 6 last night. Tremik Sutherland into the game, and his pass is off to Tremar. Morrow over to Coleman. Watched by Johnson. Coleman has a shot clock hit single digits, pulls up for 3, but can't get it to go. Tremendous offensive rebound from Jamel Harris, fresh 24, and Coleman finishes it off.
As he's feeling the groove now, and really motivated him now to get going offensively. Blazek still being held in check, as has turned into Coleman's team, if you will, at this moment in time.
Friesen pump fakes the 3, misses it. Boyd, the rebound, can't get it.
And just has to sing his praises. Coleman gets dominated down low, and second, third chance opportunities, and finally the putback for the Lightning.
Here's Tremik. Looking for that short bounce pass to Harris, and it will result in a jump ball.
Maybe an ill-advised pass there by Tremik, the rookie, trying to force it in for Harris, but they had the defender draped all over him. That was Joel Friesen. Finally got a get in, play some good denied defense.
Possession arrow in favor of the Titans, so they'll get the ball. The shot clock should reset to 24, if I'm not mistaken. No, it will remain at 12 with 3:45 to go in the third quarter. And Boyd still pleading his case with the officials.
As there's a bit of a delay in the action. It's the final one between Moncton and Niagara, with Moncton pulling out the 121-110 victory.
Off the inbound, it's Tremik, watched by Cadogan. Morrow against Williamson. Spins, shoots, but can't get to go. Fresh 24. Tremar can't get it to go either. Another offensive rebound chance, but Johnson ends up tearing the ball away. Coleman a chance to turn it over again, but it'll roll out of bounds. 19 on the shot clock and Lightning basketball. Davis also comes back in for KW.
And Coleman will check out as Davis does come in with 3:26 to go in the third. And what's really been a quiet quarter scoring-wise for both teams, in fact.
Williamson had the ball poked away, gets it back, can't get the finish, loose ball, another chance, Johnson baseline, jumper won't go, and on the third opportunity, Julian Boyd got fouled on his way up. It's gonna go on Harris.
Again, the Titans trying to sort things out defensively, as it's Harris and Davis having a discussion post-whistle. A lot of scrambling going on, trying to gather that rebound, which seems to be more of a recurring theme for the Titans more often than it should be, really. But it's still, I guess, game number 4. Wants to get more games under the belt. I'm sure he'll develop that chemistry. But that effort has to be there throughout this 40-game schedule.
Certainly a slight flaw right out of the gate scheduling-wise is London in their 7th game of action. Meanwhile, KW in their 4th. Williamson goes 1 for 2 from the line, and once again, London right there. 67-66 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here's Tremik. Wants a high screen, ends up taking to the hoop himself. Kick out, Morrow, 3-ball, won't go. Good ball movement. Doesn't lead to a successful shot that time as Morrow misses the open 3-ball. Williamson gets fouled. It's going to go on Tremik, and Williamson heads back to the free throw line.
Morrow not able to drain that jumper, as through the 3 games, you know, it's still a work in progress for Greg Morrow, the #1 overall draft pick. Had a double-digit effort in the inaugural home opener here against Orangeville with 10 points, 5 of 7 shooting, but against Niagara, and then London last night just had 2 points yesterday, and the 9 against the River Lions. But I think it's one of those things where as he gets more of a feel of the league in general, gets more comfortable, you'll see the real Greg Moore, the one that was a regular All-Canadian on the Western University Mustangs roster, really show his worth.
Williamson definitely put up some impressive numbers at Western in his 5 years there, including a 41-point effort one night. Davis can't get it to go off the bank. And London, now with their first lead since the first half, Williamson can't get the transition layup. Long pass ahead to Tremar, one-on-one, can't get it to go. As Friesen able to come up with a defensive stand.
Those are the shots the Titans have to make.
Cadogan, open 3-ball, sinks it.
And that's exactly why right there. 2 missed opportunities, and the Lightning capitalize with Cadogan's big-time 3, restoring this London Lightning lead after being down for quite some time.
That London lead up to 4 now, 71-67. Cadogan was a guy that didn't hear a lot of so far in the early stages of this one, but he was perfect last night. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, 6 for 10 from the field, 16 points, along with 5 boards and 5 assists. When you have a guy like Anderson on the bench and someone like that who can pick up the slack, it's pretty interchangeable for Kyle Julius and this Lightning team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like he's going to be a fire plug out there necessarily scoring-wise, but Marquette had that big effort last night and coming up big in that last sequence. And that's exactly what you need veterans like him to do.
So 2:06 to go in the third quarter. Titans finished the first half with a slim 2-point advantage. The Hurricanes remain undefeated. They moved to 7-0, a 26-point win over the Orange Relays at home this afternoon. As they continue to roll. Impressive year and impressive title defense. The first Atlantic Division team to ever win an NBL Canada title last season.
Was that final ever thrilling? Boy, I certainly enjoyed watching that one.
Halifax's third trip to the finals since the NBL Canada broke ground, and every time it seems that they've produced some instant classics, one against the Lightning, one against the Express, and then last year finally pulling it out against the league powerhouse in London. Shamar Sutherland gets that one a drop.
And speaking of classics, I'm sure, and speaking with Commissioner Magley there at halftime, he wants to see some between these two squads. Only natural that a rivalry would develop with these two teams. And I think it's a safe bet that's going to happen sooner rather than later, as there's a nice tip back. Looks like off of Boyd's hand.
Boyd's going to get credit for that one, and London credited with the 4-point advantage again. Tremik pulls up, gets the roll, nice finish.
Gets a hometown bounce off the front part and the back part of the rim as he brings the Titans back within a basket.
Here's Williamson, watched by Morrow. Williamson drives, comes down with the ball, no travel called, but Davis the other way, in all alone for the one-hand throwdown. A.J. Davis, an electric finish. We're all tied at 73.
The swat and the strip leads to a slam at the other end of the floor. Greg Morrow, the rookie, coming up big defensively for the Titans, resulting in 2 points and now another tie ball game.
Here's Cadogan trying to give the Lightning the lead in the final minute of the third quarter. Johnson, they keep working the perimeter, freezing the entry pass to Boyd. Up top, Cadogan straightaway 3-ball, won't go. Climbing the ladder, looking for the putback was Friesen. And about a 7-point-second differential game clock, shot clock.
Almost had some showtime there. And that would have been a putback slam and very close to being one.
Tremik, and a foul going to be called down low. Getting tied up was Harrison, Friesen, and they stare each other down after the whistle was called as the official steps in. Looks like that one is going to go on Friesen.
And when you say staring down, literally he's staring down at Friesen. As you can obviously see that height differential between the two, but Friesen not backing down, playing him very aggressively defensively.
So 14 on the shot clock, so now the differential down to 4.1. Lightning still not in the penalty. They have 2 to give. Off the inbound, Harris scores. Goes right over Julian Boyd.
Talk about some sweet redemption there. That's the way coaches love to see players respond.
Johnson, step back, gets it to go. Didn't wait till the end of the quarter, but KW won't get a shot off, and we head to the third, 75-75.
Step back, long 2 for him. Ties his ball game up after 3 quarters of play, and we've got an entertaining affair here at the Kitchen Memorial Auditorium.
Quite the afternoon and quite a doubleheader, of course. The Titans almost clawed their way all the way back last night in London. Now still looking for that first one at home. You know it would be a big one to get it against a Centennial powerhouse like the Lightning.
How big of a win, first of all, would it be against a franchise, really the epitome of all the franchises here in the Canadian Basketball League, or National Basketball League of Canada, I should say. And to do it now so early in the season would be a big stepping stone for the Titans. They need those kind of victories to really start building this franchise up. And coming off a tough loss, like you said, last night especially too, would be even bigger. So this fourth quarter really comes down to closing things out. Which team will be successful in doing so? The Lightning, some would argue, maybe we're a little fortunate in that respect. But whether the KW can provide that response the other way, we'll see with the next 12 minutes. Looking at those third quarter stats, Coleman leading all scorers with 19 points to his name, along with 6 rebounds. Royce White leading Lightning scorers with 16 points and 10 rebounds, so another double-double effort and 3 helpers away from another triple-double.
Mentioned Royce White last night, of course, that first triple-double in Lightning history, and that's a big one, only 3 dimes away from doing it exactly the same thing a day later. White has been a big factor down low. They've had their threats from beyond the arc so far. 4 Lightning players in double figures. Junior Cadogan had a healthy third quarter.
And a very evenly matched quarter at that. Got off to a slow start, but both teams picking up the offense 28-26. The Lightning with the scoring edge in that last frame.
London will get the ball to start the final 12 minutes. Anderson back on the floor along with Friesen, White, Cadogan, and Johnson.
Lightning led it by as much as 14 points in this one. I was back in the first, but KW able to fight their way back. They've proven to be a plucky team. They don't back down.
Johnson, tough fadeaway look, won't go. In transition, here come the Titans. A nice feed down low to Morrow and finishes with the baseline layup.
Good cut baseline, and he was a recipient of a good pass there, giving the Titans a lead yet again.
Cadogan lost the ball on the floor. It's loose. Morrow diving on it, comes to White. The shot clock down to 7. Johnson back to White. 3 on the shot clock. Johnson steps through, won't go.
Shot clock violation.
Good defensive stand right off the score. The Titans have a chance to try and extend that lead now.
Probably doesn't have to be said, but I'll say it anyways. That's the kind of defensive output that the Titans need more of, and especially now in the home stretch of this ball game.
Here's Terrence. Watched by Cadogan and hits Morrow. Tremara draws the double team, has a wide open Davis in the corner. Davis, the drive, right hand layup. It's a 4-point Titans lead.
Almost like Johnson was a distraction there for Davis, took advantage of it as the defenders had a view of Johnson just in the corner of their eyes, starting creeping over towards him, allowed him to drive the lane.
White spins around Johnson, and a foul going to be called on Cavell Johnson. That's going to be number 4 on him. And White has been giving him trouble down low all game long, and the frustration continues defensively for Cavell Johnson.
He's trying to keep his frustration in check as he took a long stroll to his end of the court. Veteran Tremar Sutherland just trying to help keep his head in the game. The first free throw from White is good.
White, though, lots of trips to the free throw line a day, but with that one, just 4 for 8. We mentioned his percentage right around 54 on the year. As he gets both that trip. Lightning once again within 2. Davis against Anderson. Tries to cut through the D again, throws it up off the window, count it, and the foul. A.J. Davis.
Ryan Anderson incredulous with that call as he got burned again, and that's his 5th of the game. Whether Coach Julius will be taking him out, no, it looks like he's gonna ride it out here. So playing with 5 fouls is Anderson. Still pleading about that call, but Davis at the line finishes off the play.
Davis extends that KW lead up to 5, and as you mentioned, keep an eye on Ryan Anderson, an offensive weapon now with no fouls to give. Anderson into the corner. Johnson, that one was blocked by Johnson as well. But then White finishes underneath. A powerful move down low.
Here's that security blanket, if you will, in White, finding the loose ball as it was tipped up in the air and putting it back for 2. London down by 3 now, and a whistle as Chamara will be inbounding it here near baseline or near sideline.
13 on the shot clock now as it's Tarrant up top. Davis has had a good span in the last couple minutes this fourth quarter. Outside, Tarrant into the corner. Morrow drives baseline. Oh, and the rejection, but a foul. And it looks like it's gonna go on Joel Friesen. And indeed it will.
As Morrow went absolutely airborne. I don't know if he would have even made the rim in that instance, but you gotta appreciate his energy on that play. And at the very least, he drew the foul, finds himself at the stripe of 2.
Morrow just his second trip to the free throw line this year, 0 for 1. He gets the first one out of the way.
It looks like Blazek's getting ready to check back in. And Adam Blazek just the 7 points, averaging 20 a game for the Titans.
That's right, 24 points, 12 rebounds last night for Blazek, today just 7.
So whatever film they watched between last night's result and today, they certainly schemed for him properly.
Cadogan hits Friesen, and he hits the 3.
Good rotation there from the Lightning, working the perimeter to the far side, and Cadogan with an open look on the catch and shoot.
Pass down low for Cavell Johnson, loose on the floor. He throws it up in the air. Ryan Anderson picks it off. Anderson 2-on-1 with Cadogan, and flips it up and ties the game at 84. Titans trying to match in transition. Davis gets tangled up and draws a foul. Anderson and Cadogan both pleading for a jump ball.
That's going to be White on the foul call. Second of the game, but London again with numbers on the turnover the other way. Anderson switching from his left to his right. Pretty layup to finish off the play. Davis in response, looking at those 2 points back. First one is good.
Mentioned Davis, perfect from the line so far this season. Two for 2, and he stretches that lead back to 86-84 for Kitchener-Waterloo. With that, Morrow will check out. Adam Wing back in. A whistle away from the play, and the shot clock was at 7 before the possession started, so we'll have to adjust that accordingly.
And we've got the defensive specialist, if you will, and Adam Wing back out there for the Titans. They need his lockdown presence, especially over the next 9 minutes or 8 minutes or so, 8:53. As they're still trying to sort this shot clock issue now, they've got it set correctly.
Yeah, shot clock definitely did not start rolling. It was still at 7. I think the main confusion was just if the game clock had started, but it appeared it hasn't, so 9 minutes to go. Here's Cadogan. Lightning trailing by 2. White against Johnson, draws a double team, feed down low. And it's Kyle Johnson finishing it off. Tied up again. Tarrant looking for a coast-to-coast push. Feeds Davis, contested 2-pointer, and he'll knock it down. A.J. Davis, what a fourth quarter.
Certainly has stepped up his game, especially at a time when the Titans need it most. A back and forth affair here in Kitchener.
White just flips it up over Johnson and in, making it look very easy as we're all tied at 88s. Davis trying to go back to work, has it poked away, and it'll still be KW ball.
KW, I'm surprised did not push the pace a bit more than we're used to seeing from them. Davis was taking his time getting across mid-court As there's a nice pass to Wing on the fly.
Adam Wing flies in there and gets it to drop. A beautiful assist, and KW maintaining that slim advantage, 90-88.
Wing all over Friesen right now.
Cadogan down low to White. Pass up top to Johnson, step back two, way off the mark, but Anderson there and can't finish.
Tough break there for the Lightning. Air ball, but then Anderson flying in for that attempt on the layup. Nearly tipped away there off Terrence' hand.
Have to take advantage here. Terrence throws it up. Won't get the roll. Was left wide open after the defender bit on the turnover opportunity for London. Cadogan hits Friesen, three ball, no good.
Unchallenged three, gotta hit those.
Davis almost loses the handle, but now he's watched by Joel Friesen. Johnson comes out for the screen. Davis walks in into the corner. Blazek, three ball. That's good. Adam Blazek, 93-88. KW with the lead.
A quick timeout call on A.J. Davis with some words for the Lightning bench. Finally heads over to his own timeout London after that three ball from Blazek. We said time and again what a tough go it's been for him here. Now maybe he's getting a bit of a groove.
6:57. Blazek a very timely triple, but even more important, what a pass from Davis. He's been getting it done in more ways than one in this crucial fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's lack of help defensively there off the high screen. It was Tarrant able to drive the lane and then eventually finding Blazek in the far corner, allowing him to drain that three-pointer.
After this one, KW, you mentioned quite a stretch for them. Before the Lightning played their next game, KW has to play a total of 4 more, so that gives you an idea of how condensed their schedule will be. As you mentioned, a home and home with the Express Tuesday and then Friday, and then off to London, and then back to Orangeville for a pair of road games.
But as a fan, you gotta love it. You've got some NBL Canada action all week long, and make sure you schedule that accordingly if you're a Titans fan, that is. Glad you're along with us here on the Titans webcast. Dan Polish along with Ian Jodry. Hope you've enjoyed this game as much as we have. Really, it's been a highly contested affair, 93-88. We've seen a bit of everything in terms of a big Lightning lead to start things off, but Titans not showing any quit. Now find themselves up by 5 with under 7 minutes to go in regulation.
Well, after that inaugural home opener, we said that game had just about everything you could ask for. This one has provided no shortage of that.
Recurring theme, I suppose.
You got your 401 rival on the tail end of a back-to-back, failing to complete the comeback last night, but leading by 5 here after some early hiccups for the Titans, and now they're right back in it and out on top. 5 points, 93-88, 6.5 to go. Here's Johnson, pulls up and knocks it down.
Nice shot there from the elbow, extended for Johnson right out of the timeout.
Wing to Coleman. Coleman to his right. Shot clock hits 10. Wing, entry pass to Harris. Trying to go one-on-one with Friesen, and he drew the foul. Joel Friesen called for another. That's going to be what appears to be the 4th Lightning team foul.
I think it's actually going to be Boyd on that one.
That's 3 on Boyd, 4 on the Lightning. So as a team, they only have 2 more to give in the rest of the game. Blazek.
KW would love to get in that bonus situation.
Coleman tries to float in the corner for Harris. Shot clock down to 5. Blazek has to put a shot up, but can't get it to go.
I tell you what, Harris was lucky not to get called in the offensive foul there as he used his left arm to hold off the London defender, but no worse for wear as London is able to get a basket their way at the other end.
Friesen converts back to a 1-point game. Wing, tough looking shot, but he'll get fouled. It looks like it went on.
I think that's Boyd again.
Yeah, Julian Boyd called for his 4th foul, and now he's starting to get into danger. You can see them all holding their hands up like they're doing the YMCA. No one guilty on that one. 5:48 to go, and Wing a chance to extend the lead.
Just trying to sell the fact that they strictly had their arms up. They weren't angled towards the shooter, but the referee's not going to buy it as Wing drains his free throw.
Wing a 9-point effort last night, but fouled out in the late stages so far this year. A 75% free throw shooter as he restores.
And big Royce White coming in for the last stage of this ball game. And I think it's safe to say that they'll be keying in on him offensively, will the London Lightning.
Not to mention, White has done a great job staying out of foul trouble, as many of his colleagues have not. Just 2 on the night. White, the one-on-one, the drive, and the offensive foul is going to go on White. It's Titans ball, and he gives a stare at the bench.
Gets the ball right away, coming in on the substitution. Seconds later, it's the charge going against number 30. Exactly what you'd love to see if your head coach Serge Langes of the Titans. And KW with the ball right back.
Here's Wing and Tarrant as they try and push it around. Harris against White. Wing up top, and a foul going to be called off the ball, and it looked like it went on Friesen again, so he's picked up 3 fouls in the quarter, and all of a sudden he has 5.
Just things have broken down for him as still got words for the official, not happy at all, and it looks like Anderson with 5 fouls to his name is going to come in, so I guess they're judging the values of what they need here in the home stretch.
And it's going to lead to a pair of free throws for Ricky Tarrant. So far this year, a 92% free throw shooter, coming off the 20-point effort last night in London.
And fouls were an issue for the Titans as they looked to complete the comeback last night, which ultimately came short, or came up short. Seems to be the story here for the Lightning, as they're really having to work with limited personnel, or personnel anyways, with facing foul troubles, and might not be around for much longer in this ballgame.
Floater that time off the mark from Cadogan. Loose ball, and Tarrant able to secure it. Titans getting consecutive defensive stops. That's what they need. Wing in the corner, the pump fake, the move, that awkward looking shot, but he didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, I think he stepped on the defender's foot there as he hit the lane, just threw up a Hail Mary.
White one-on-one, and he'll get the roll as he works around Coleman.
Good hands shown there, soft hands shown by White, switching from his right to his left. Here's a shot from Blazek, though, doesn't go.
Off the mark on the corner 3, and that is the lead right now for KW, 97-94. 4.5 to go. Here's Anderson, pulls up for a long 3 and knocks it down. Ryan Anderson playing with 4 fouls. They've limited him so far today, but a very timely triple knots things up.
Book it for 44, another big 3-pointer. And wide open, Tarrant underneath the basket, puts it back off the glass.
Tarrant left all alone underneath the hoop. KW back up a pair. Anderson pass to White, almost picked off. Anderson, contested 3, knocks down another. Ryan Anderson cooking at the right time, and London back up 1.
Doing what he did in the second quarter, back-to-back 3s, but Blazek right back at it for the Titans with 2 of his own.
Blazek, a big 2 there, 101-100. The Titans have the lead. Several lead changes in this 4th quarter. White to Williamson. They're going to slow down the pace here. Williamson against Wing. Johnson runs into a double team. Work it around. Anderson, another 3. Bang! Oh, what a performance from Ryan Anderson. Another 3-ball, and London up 2.
Anderson just going off right now. 5 3-pointers here this afternoon. That one on the head of Adam Blazek. Now looking for more.
The steal, Cadogan in all alone. The one-hand layup. And the Lightning have stormed back and taken a 4-point advantage. Timeout, Titans.
Things just went from bad to worse there. And the group hug almost for Anderson, head towards the bench. Coming in, replacing his teammate who is in foul trouble. What better way to help him out by draining 3 3-balls?
105 to 1-on-1. We talked about how they've done a pretty good job limiting the London sharpshooters so far this afternoon. Cadogan hadn't made a lot of noise until late in the third quarter. Anderson, apart from that stretch late in the second half, hadn't done a whole lot, playing with some foul trouble. But man, oh man, the Lightning sharpshooters have heated up here in the fourth. Ryan Anderson, a couple clutch threes, and then the big steal.
Last time he had 5 3-pointers was back on New Year's Day against the Windsor Express. 5 of 11 from beyond the arc in a 22-point effort. He's got another 5 here this afternoon, trying to will his team to victory on the road to cap off what could potentially be back-to-back wins over the Titans. The Titans will have something to say about that, though, with 3:01 to go. Lots of time to go in this one yet.
Of course, the Titans trailed by as many as 14, and even as early as the first quarter, but they battled back and had a lead headed to the locker room at the half. We entered this fourth frame all knotted at 75s. The Lightning have taken charge in the past couple minutes with a 6-0 run of their own.
So the Lightning now with 2 timeouts remaining. Titans, I believe, with just one. Yes.
Time for some game management if you're Serge Langus. Harris leaves it for Wing. Lightning with some good defensive stand here. No one getting any room. Wing, Tarrant, deep three, no good. And Cadogan able to get to the loose ball.
And Lightning walking up court, looking to make it a 3-possession game, up by 4, as they'll milk this game clock a little bit.
Williamson wants a screen. They'll get it from White. Williamson drives, hits Anderson. Back inside to White, lost the basketball, gets it back, can't hit the J, and Harris with the big rebound. Tarrant in transition, Tarrant the drive, flips it up, and he'll head to the line for a pair. Ricky Tarrant, a nice coast-to-coast drive will result in a pair of free throws.
I tell you what, the Titans were lucky on this end of the floor as they tried bouncing it off of White's leg when it appeared that it was going out of bounds in their favors anyway. It was Wing that tried to do the deed, but they ended up getting that rebound off the ensuing shot, and Tarrant just explosive speed. Didn't get the basket, but able to draw the foul.
Tarrant, the Tulane, Alabama, and Memphis product, coming off that 20-point effort. 92% free throw shooter and hits them both. So it's back to a 2-point lead for London. Johnson throws the elbow and an offensive foul called on Kyle Johnson.
Offensive foul called on the Lightning. Number 1, Kyle Johnson, his 3rd.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call there for the official as Johnson was coming across midcourt, Blazek on him. He used that left arm of his to try and get some spacing.
Here's Tarrant coming off the big drive that led to 2 big free throws. Coleman hits Tarrant again into the corner. Blazek, the pump fake, steps in. Another pump fake, shot clock down at 10 as Tarrant tries to go all the way across, but Williamson the interception. And Williamson draws the foul on the way through.
Reach in there from Tarrant, but lost opportunity there for Blazek. He still continues to wipe his shorts there. He saw a great pump fake, and then as he tried to let that ball fly just before he released, the ball kind of slipped in his grip. So he had to end up settling for a pass over to Tarrant. And unfortunately for the Titans there, resulted in the turnover.
Johnson watched by Wing. He's gonna get the screen from White. Tries to go all the way around Wing. Airtight defense, but ends up getting called for a foul, and Wing is furious about that call.
They're not happy in the least. That's his 3rd personal of the game, but again, it's Johnson going right back at it, attacking the basket and going right at Wing. So he'll head to the stripe for 2. And try to make a 2-possession game yet again for the Lightning.
Come on.
Johnson gets the first one to roll. He's a 70% free throw shooter. GTA product to LIU Brooklyn, and can't connect on that one, so still only a one-possession game. A minute 20 to go. Blazek runs into some trouble with the double team. Long pass, and that one's into the second row.
Double team there on Blazek, and we've seen that a couple times. As soon as he gets a lot of pressure in his face, obviously he tries to get rid of the basketball, but put a little too much into that one yet again. Overshot the intended recipient well over his head. Another turnover for the Titans at a bad time.
Cadogan, White, Williamson, and the block from Harris. Runs into some advertisements.
And I think that's going to remain London ball as he was falling, Williamson able to bank it off the leg of either Wing or Harris. I think it was Harris's leg, in fact. So a heady play there from the Lightning player. 11 on the shot clock. Let's say it all together, shouldn't we?
Anderson, oh, and a rejection from Adam Wing in transition. Blazek back to Coleman, the pump fake. And they'll try and get something set offensively. Harris back to Blazek. Blazek wants the high screen, hits Harris again. Blazek into the corner for Tarrant. 5 on the shot clock. Tarrant, Harris, contested 3-ball. Banks it in! Jamel Harris banks in the 3. 106-106.
There's nothing more you can do than tip your cap to Jamel Harris there on that one if you're the London Lightning. You did everything right in that instance. Good closeout defense, good perimeter rotation. But you know what? Just a great shot there from number 1.
Harris, the Hail Mary as the shot clock was expiring. We've got a brand new basketball game with 36 seconds to go. Credit the Lightning on that defensive stand. They did not allow any high percentage looks. Harris was forced to heave up a prayer, but somehow gets it to go off the glass. Tied at 106, and these two sides producing some more drama.
Well, you talk about potential classics, so this could turn out to be one in the early going of the first season of KW Titans basketball. But again, going back to that defensive stand by the Lightning with the shot clock winding down, just set to expire. Really nothing but that shot selection available. Nothing inside, but again, another, and some would argue maybe a lucky shot a little bit, but you know, you need a little skill to have some luck. And the bank shot off the glass and in, ties his ball game up.
Harris with a miraculous shot gives KW life here with 36 seconds to go. Coming off just a 7-point effort last night, but pulled down 9 rebounds. That'll be one of the bigger shots that he'll hit in his career. Ties things up at 106. 36.9 seconds to go. Back onto the court for London. Williamson, Johnson, White, Cadogan, and Anderson playing with 5 fouls for KW. It's Harris, Wing, Blazek, Coleman, and Terrence. Williamson will be the one to inbound. Hits Anderson. He's been oh so dangerous from beyond the arc tonight. White has been very strong inside. He's one-on-one with Harris. White the drive underneath. Won't get the shot to go, but a fresh 24. Now it's just a 0.7 second differential. Game clock, shot clock. 15 to go. Anderson tries to set a play. He's one-on-one with Wing, and Adam Wing will get called for the foul. They had one to give.
Yeah, Wing got tangled up with him a little bit, but really the way Anderson's been firing, you certainly want the ball in his hands, I think, in this instance. 11.8 ticks left on the clock, tie ball game.
The Titans do have a timeout left in the event that London scores with time on the clock. They're gonna wait. And then Coleman's gonna foul.
As you said, they're gonna burn that foul they had to give. So 6.6 remaining now.
Williamson inbounding again. 6 seconds to go. Williamson gets it inside to White. White watched by Harris. White the drive, puts it up, won't go. We're off to overtime. The Lightning, several chances.
I was just going to say, I think most of these fans wanted to stick around for some extra basketball. It's been an entertaining affair here in Kitchener, and we're going to get another period of it.
106. Jamel Harris, the huge game-tying triple off the glass. And then the big defensive stand. They had a couple fouls to give. They used them wisely. White with a great chance to win it at the end on the drive. But the former first-round NBA pick could not get it to go.
Credit to the Titans defense for clogging up the lane, making life a little bit more difficult down there for the Lightning as they try to drive to the basket with the ball in White's hands, as you said. But some good tenacity shown by both teams. In fact, we had a lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of back and forth, a lot of lead changes. Can't be said enough how entertaining this ball game has been here in Kitchener between what could develop into quite a rivalry as London looking to improve their record now to 5-2 on the season, whereas Kitchener looking to get back to 500 in game number 4, back to looking to get to 2-2 before they tip off again on Tuesday night against Windsor.
So, of course, a dramatic ending last night after London had their 22-point lead shrunk down to 3 in the final minute. These teams had also met in preseason, a game that went to overtime in London, the first ever clash here in Kitchener. Also off to an extra frame, 106. The Titans will send Blazek, Cavell Johnson, Wing, Davis, and Tramar Sutherland to the court. Meanwhile, for London, Williamson, White, Johnson, Cadogan, and Anderson. It'll be Titans ball to start the overtime period.
If that last 5 minutes was any indication, the next 5 should be pretty darn exciting as well.
Wing against Williamson, hits Tramar. Tramar gets the screen to Wing. Can't find anything, so they look into the corner for Davis. Contested 3, knocks it down. A.J. Davis.
Davis tied his ball game up with a big 3. He restores his Titans lead right away to start overtime.
Here's Anderson. Down low, Williamson, and the block by Johnson. No.
Goaltending is going to be the call.
Goaltending. They're going to say it was on its way down. Awfully close, but Johnson argument will come to no prevail, so 109-108.
What they're arguing, the Titans anyways, is that the swat was made at the side of the basket and the momentum of the basketball carried the ball over the perimeter of the net. But that'll fall on deaf ears as the official making the call.
Davis to Tramar, and the baseline finish. Hard contact, but no foul, and KW up 3.
Those are the areas you have to go into. Don't shy away from those high percentage shots here in the extra frame and have a loose ball or foul away from the ball.
It's going to go on
against the Lightning, in fact.
Kyle Johnson. That's 4 on Johnson as well. He got called for a big foul late in the game that led to a Titans turnover. And now a chance to stretch that lead to 2 possessions. Here's Blazek. Wing against Williamson. As Johnson looking for the screen, and now he goes one-on-one with Royce White. The spin move, lost the ball, but right into the hands of Johnson. Has to put up a shot. With 2 on the shot clock, Johnson draws the foul. And a big pair of free throws coming up here for Cavell Johnson.
I was just going to say, it was a smart play by Wing there. He didn't have anything going baseline, pulled up, went back to the top, and nearly turned it over himself anyways as he was backing down to the basket. Fortunately for him, Johnson was an outlet and able to draw the foul.
Johnson, a 60% free throw shooter on the year. Of course, spent time with the St. John Millrats and then the Brampton/Orangeville A's. Making his return to the National Basketball League of Canada. His steps to the line and knocks down both. Titans up 5 here in overtime. Friesen coming back in.
Yep, Friesen, another one of those Lightning in foul trouble, but at this point in the game, it's all hands on deck.
Johnson takes a seat as he picks up his 4th foul. Of course, you mentioned Brian Anderson also out there playing with 5. He's watched now by Tremar. Anderson, Williamson, pass deflected. It's going to go way back. Now just 4 on the shot clock. Williamson has hit Cadogan quickly. His floater won't go.
Partially blocked there, I think, from Johnson as well.
Now Blazek, 3 minutes to go in overtime. The Titans have a 2-possession lead, looking for their first home victory in franchise history. Pass finds Davis. Entry pass for Johnson, almost out of his reach, has to put up a tough shot, but he can't get it to go. Here's White, he's one-on-one with Davis. They try and back him in on the post. One-hand shot won't go. White, who had been lethal in that spot all day long, ties up Johnson for the foul.
We're gonna have a reach-in foul on White, I believe. But you just see how well White uses his size, just pounding it down low on his defender. Almost at will, really. Just, unfortunately for him, couldn't drop that basket. And now it'll be Johnson heading back to line as he grabbed that rebound and trying to rip it away. It was held up.
Johnson at the line for the 2nd time in this overtime period, already 2 for 2. And his last trip that got that Titans lead up to 5. Off the mark on that one. Still a chance to stretch this lead up to 6. That'll be the biggest of the game for KW. And he connects. Anderson up top. Williamson, wide open 3-ball, but he's off the mark. A little short on that one, and KW has a chance to grow this lead even larger.
Certainly doesn't have the stroke of number 44, does he there?
Davis, a nice spin move, goes through, and he'll head to the line for a pair. A.J. Davis has been quite the spark plug in this 4th quarter.
And I use that as a segue. 44 Ryan Anderson, you know, he's been going in hot and cold spurts where he'll just light it up for minutes at a time, and we saw it there in the 4th quarter, but just all of a sudden in the 3rd, absolutely quiet from him. Partially can be credited to the defensive effort, obviously, of the Titans.
A.J. Davis, good on number 1. Still perfect from the free throw line this year.
Don't jinx it.
No.
I keep telling you.
It's going to happen eventually.
Well, you don't want it to happen now, that's for sure.
We're safe. The biggest Titans lead of the day. They're up 8. White. And he carried it. Another turnover. And the Lightning falling apart here in OT.
And the fans are loving it here in Kitchener as the mental lapses are adding up for the Titans, now down by 8.
Davis spin, can't get it to go. His 2nd shot also off the mark. A short possession that time from Kitchener-Waterloo. White against Johnson, and he'll nail it.
That's the kind of damage Royce White can do anytime up court, and you can't let that happen now in overtime. It's way too easy.
Friesen called for the foul.
That'll be it for him, I do believe. Yep, it will be it for Friesen, and that'll have Kyle Johnson back in the ball game.
Friesen also was one in foul trouble, so is Johnson, and the Lightning bench growing shorter and shorter as a look of disappointment, of course, in pursuit of their 3rd straight win. As Wing gets the roll on number 1.
And the Titans just 124 away from their first home win in franchise history.
Looking more and more likely as they stretch the lead to 8, 1:20 to go. Johnson fresh back into the game. Anderson, deep 3, way off the mark. Wing trying to control the ball, he'll get it. And now they're looking to foul. Pass ahead to Tremar. He's going to hold things as well as they keep looking to foul. Wide open up top.
It's some of the best ball movement of the game right there for the Titans.
Davis to wing. Still no foul called. Shot clock down to 5. Sutherland has that ball kicked away. Johnson thought he might have had a clean steal on an open lane, and that hurts the Lightning as now the shot clock gets reset to 14 and a chance for the Titans to once again take a knee.
I just chuckled at that because Sutherland got stripped there and almost delayed a reaction and then plead maybe for a kick ball, and he got the call.
10 on the shot clock. Blazek, the baseline drive. Count it! And the foul. Adam Blazek puts the exclamation point on the day for KW. They are cruising.
You know, it hasn't been an easy day in the office for Adam Blazek, but that's the kind of play that not only makes good players elite players, but also fan favorites, and he's quickly becoming one here in Kitchener.
Hoop and the harm for Blazek. Coming off a huge night at Budweiser Gardens. A huge bucket there. The Titans running away with it in overtime. Their biggest lead of the game by a mile. White finishes on the other end to bring it within 9.
We have a KW timeout. And you know what? I like that timeout. You talk about closing ball games out. Can't let any momentum slip. It's fully in the grasp of the Titans right there, and after a basket by the Lightning the other way, gotta do all you can do to limit it potentially shifting to the other side.
He hasn't been someone that they've asked a whole lot of out of this year, but A.J. Davis, what an incredible fourth quarter, and it's translated into the OT period as well for him. He's been one of the major storylines today for this Titans team.
And it's a name that we haven't mentioned altogether in terms of being a high-powered scoring presence in this Titans lineup. Granted, we're only in game number 4, but this is the kind of response we need. When guys like Blazek are having maybe off nights, it's got to be the A.J. Davises that step up and help their team and pull out victories like this one shaping up to be in another 36 seconds. But we have seen stranger things happen. I always have to throw that in there. Down by 9, but 36.4 can be an eternity in basketball time.
It will be Titans ball. It's interesting to see here if the Lightning are looking to foul and stop the clock. Titans send Tremar Sutherland, Adam Wink, Cavell Johnson, Adam Blazek, and A.J. Davis back out onto the floor. And indeed they will, as Kadugan takes a swipe at wing, he'll head to the stripe.
And if Wing is able to sink these baskets, I think that's all she wrote here. Just seconds after, basically told everyone to hold their breath. Wing, another workman-like effort here this afternoon. Imagine he was one of the key acquisitions for GM Stu Julius in the offseason when they saw him at a camp. One of the first guys they really honed in on, and you can see why his defensive effort has been pretty spectacular this season.
Catch and shoot 3. Johnson can't get it to go. Williamson will intentionally foul Davis as the KW lead continues to grow here in the late stages.
So going back to those NBL Canada standings, if this holds true, London will drop to 4-3 on the season, and KW will get back to 500 before Tuesday night's matchup against Windsor.
That Windsor team off to a rough start, so you'll know they'll be hungry.
1-3 on the year.
It's also a big opportunity, though, if you're the Titans, a team that's struggling out of the gates, keep them down and try and keep the momentum rolling here on your home court.
And London now will be off again until they welcome the Titans back on Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening, I should say. So 3 straight games against these KW Titans only really fuels the fire for a rivalry to be built.
They'll have quite a break before welcoming them back to Budweiser Gardens.
Definitely needed after 5 games in 8 days.
Wing steps back to the free throw line 19 seconds ago. That KW lead is in the double digits, 124-114. Wing connects on that one. 75% free throw shooting on the year, connects on both. KW gonna leave this one with a double-digit victory. White's shot no good. Johnson the follow-up, puts it home. And now they won't look to foul. Davis will hold on. The clock will wind down here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, and the KW Titans, for the first time in franchise history, win it on their home court. And they do it against their 401 rival, the London Lightning, 126-116 in overtime. Some late game heroics, the comeback, some solid play down the stretch. It might not have been pretty in that first quarter, but if you're KW, you'll take it, especially on the tail end of a back-to-back.
I was just going to say, coming back into this one, just a short turnaround since last night's loss. Titans coming into this one pretty darn flat in that first quarter, ended up down by 9. And it was a good thing, because anymore they might have been completely deflated in that first half, but credit them for coming back and taking the lead, in fact, going into halftime and able to close it out in overtime, and it was what was a very entertaining back and forth affair.
For an expansion franchise already back to 500 early on, you had that long break, competitive game at the Budweiser Gardens, and then picking up a big victory here on your home court today. That certainly carries momentum rolling forward, and now you've got 2 games against a Windsor team that's been struggling. That's a big opportunity to pick up some more of them.
As I mentioned, Windsor sitting at 1-3 heading into today's action. No reason why the KW Titans couldn't come away with back-to-back victories there, and could very well see them play above 500 ball for the first time this year.
Tuesday night, we'll be back here on YouTube as the Titans welcome the Windsor Express, the 2-time NBL champions, as they'll look to put together consecutive wins for the first time this season. Once again, the Titans' first home win in franchise history in overtime against London. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. For Dan Polishchuk, I'm Ian Jodry, and good night from Kitchener.